Tomato leaf and larceny. Tomato leaf. The sharp green scent of tomato plant foliage, earthy and slightly bitter, with an unmistakable vegetal quality that's completely different from the fruit itself. It often appears in a Bloody Mary cocktail as a garnish, adding pungent herbal notes. The celebration was interrupted by a sharp crash from the bar area. All heads turned as the waif-like redhead Amelia, Erica now realized, knocked over her Bloody Mary. The red liquid splashed across her white sundress in an arc, the glass clattering to the marble countertop. "Oh no," she yelped, her voice carrying an odd note of practiced distress. The pungent smell of tomatoes, horseradish, and Worcestershire sauce saturated the fabric, creating an olfactory assault that made Erica's nose twitch. "I'm so stupid." The celebration paused as heads turned toward the commotion. Erica immediately moved from the center of the seating area behind the bar to help, her instincts as a bartender and decent person kicking in automatically. "Blot, don't rub," she instructed, grabbing napkins from behind the counter and handing them over along with some club soda. "If you treat it quickly, it should come out." "I'm such a klutz," Amelia moaned, dabbing at her dress with theatrical despair. Her short, curly red hair bounced as she moved with distress. Her cheap floral perfume intensified with her agitation, the synthetic notes becoming cloying as they mixed with the sharp tomato scent. As Erica focused on helping with the spill, movement at the bar counter caught her peripheral vision. Peter Clark had somehow materialized near the register area, his salt and pepper hair slicked back with that cheap pomade that always made Erica's nose burn slightly. His hand hovered near her tip jar, where Harrington's Hundreds sat in clear view next to her employee fob. Peter's fingers extended toward the money with calculating precision, his stiff posture betraying none of the casual interest of a party guest. "Hey," Erica straightened immediately, abandoning Amelia and her stained dress. "What do you think you're doing?" The lounge fell suddenly quiet. Hervé and Francois paused their animated conversation about molecular gastronomy. Even Amelia's stream of self-flagellations halted abruptly. Peter's hand jerked back, caught in the act, but not quite touching the bills. He cleared his throat stiffly, his signet ring catching the light as he tapped it nervously against the bar. "I was just," he began, but his explanation died under her withering stare. "Stealing," Erica's voice cut through in silence like ice. The accusation hung in the spicy air between them, sharp and undeniable. "From my tip jar at my own retirement party." "Come on, it's not what it looks like." Peter's protest carried the hollow ring of someone caught red-handed, though his eyes kept darting toward Amelia rather than Erica. "Out," Erica pointed toward the door, her tone leaving no room for negotiation. "You're lucky Bob Little isn't here, or he'd have you arrested." Peter's face flushed a mottled red as he backed away from the counter, his hands raised in a gesture of surrender. Bob Little, the club's notoriously parsimonious owner and board president, had zero tolerance for any behavior that reflected poorly on Harbor Island's sterling reputation. The threat of his involvement was enough to make most members think twice about questionable choices. Peter grabbed his lightweight jacket from the nearby chair and headed toward the door, but not before throwing a glance at Amelia that didn't escape Erica's notice, a look that seemed too coordinated to be coincidental. It was the kind of glance that passed between accomplices, quick and meaningful. Amelia quickly gathered her oversized purse, still dabbing at her dress with movements that had lost that earlier desperation. "I'm really sorry about the mess," she said, her voice remorseful, but rehearsed, as if she'd practiced the apology. "And I'm sorry your party was interrupted." Without waiting for a response, Amelia hurried after Peter, her cheap floral perfume lingering in her wake like a cloud of cheap desperation. The scent seemed to cling to the air, and Erica couldn't wait for it to dissipate. As Peter and Amelia made their hasty exits, the party guests watched in stunned silence. The festive atmosphere had deflated like a punctured balloon, replaced by the peculiar tension that follows unexpected drama. Then Grace stepped forward, her petite frame radiating determination. She raised her champagne flute with renewed purpose. "Well," she said firmly, her voice carrying across a subdued gathering, "that's the last time he'll try to do that again." She gave Erica a knowing look that spoke of years of friendship and shared experiences as she raised her glass. To Erica, who notices everything worth noticing. The tension began to dissolve as the group rallied around their hostess, but Erica couldn't shake the feeling that she just witnessed something far more coordinated than an attempted theft. Not that that wouldn't have been enough. The timing had been too perfect. Amelia's dramatic spill providing a decoy for Peter to approach her at the bar counter, and that look they'd exchanged. Francois cleared his throat diplomatically. "Perhaps we should continue this celebration another time, ma chérie, when you can enjoy it without distractions." "Nonsense," Hervé declared, his theatrical nature refusing to let drama win the day. "We came here to celebrate our magnificent Erica, and celebrate we will. A little excitement just makes the evening more memorable, no?" But even as conversations gradually resumed and champagne glasses refilled, Erica found herself analyzing what she'd witnessed. Peter's hand position, Amelia's perfectly timed clumsiness, the way they'd both seemed to follow each other out. The brazenness of it all, it bothered her the most, attempting to steal from her tip jar right in front of a room full of witnesses. As the evening wound down, and her friends from Gras prepared to depart with warm embraces and promises to stay in touch, Erica felt the bittersweet tug of endings and beginnings. She also sensed that something was off at the Harbor Island Beach Club, though she tried to put that in the back of her mind. Hi, I'm Diane Crecca, and I write the Erica Sloan Down the Shore Mystery Series. The first book is entitled The Nose Knows, and it's available now. I thought I would do a quick Q&A because there are some readers that are asking a lot of questions about the fact that Erica Sloan is a perfumer and she dabbles in crime using her smelling acumen. So the first question is from Jackie, who asks, "How are you different from Erica Sloan, even though you both work with scent?" Yes, that's true. We do both work with scent. However, Erica Sloan is a perfumer, and I am what you would call an evaluator or a nose. So I do use my smelling ability to describe fragrance and capture fragrance notes, but I cannot create those fragrances. Erica is a perfumer, and by that I mean she works with thousands and thousands of chemicals to create perfumes. So a perfumer is a very unique combination of talents. They have to have a great chemistry background, but they also need a more creative or artistic slant as well. It's a very unique profession, and my hat goes off to every perfumer out there. The next question is from Leo, who asks, "What made you decide to write mysteries that are cozy instead of something more serious or scary?" Well, I'm a wimp, so there is no way I would ever write a scary story because I don't even enjoy watching them on television. I found the genre very interesting because Erica Sloan is a perfumer and she helps to solve crimes through her very unique smelling acumen. And I don't believe that's ever been done before in a mystery. So I hope you enjoy that. The next question is from Patty, and she writes, "Is it harder to write the mystery part of the book or the characters and relationships?" For me, the characters and relationships is a much more difficult task. And the reason for that is that each character has to be described differently. You have to get into the head of each character and be able to write dialogue for each of those characters over and over. And you have to be able to give them a sense of style and personality. The mystery part, for me, has been much easier because I've already kind of formulated what that mystery will be well before I even sit down at the computer.